Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for 6 things we learned from Chelsea 4, Manchester City 4. If that isn't the best Premier League game you've seen all season, then I'll tell you that it was Monday that you saw the best game of the season. Chelsea Football Club, a team that couldn't score against anybody, have scored 8 goals in the last 2 matches against the 2 best teams in the Premier League so far this season. What an incredible game of football this was. If you were a neutral enjoying a roast dinner on a Sunday afternoon, wherever you are in the world, if you watched that game of football, you were fascinated, you were enthralled, you were entertained beyond comprehension. And that isn't the first time I've said that this week. I'm so proud of that Chelsea performance. I thought we were absolutely brilliant. I thought Maurizio Pochettino tactically, against the best manager in the world, against the best football team in the world, I thought Pochettino was magnificent. I think every single one of those Chelsea players out there today, even though we concede 4, the defence was fantastic, the goalkeeper brilliant, the midfield class, and the attackers absolutely phenomenal. What an incredible topsy-turvy game of football this is. I thought Chelsea were going to win this game 2-1. I was confident. I knew going into this match that we would use the confidence that would come from beating Tottenham Hotspur on their own turf, ruining their season, which we've done because Wolves have beaten them. And even though we don't win the game, this to me, with an international break now coming up, there are so many positives for Pochettino, for Chelsea, and for fans. We can be so proud of what we have seen today against such an incredible team. If you haven't yet already, make sure you're subscribed to the George Benson Football Channel. Hit the like button on this video, and today is the final day that you guys can join my Telegram, top link in the description. I'm giving away 500 quid to one of you tomorrow. So if you're not in it after this video, you can't win the money. What an incredible match this is. Manchester City take the lead after Chelsea started so well. We've got to talk here first of all. I'm not going to give any boxes to VAR or Anthony Taylor because that would do an injustice to just how brilliant I really thought Chelsea were. However, Anthony Taylor is refereeing in the Championship last week. All of a sudden, he gets called up again by the Prem to manage a Chelsea game after all of these years. All of these examples of basically proving that he doesn't like Chelsea, he's not fit to referee Premier League football, but he gets the biggest game of the weekend. And lo and behold, the first major contentious decision of the day goes in favour of Manchester City. I'm not going to complain about it too much, because I've just done that, but I'm going to do it again right now. I don't think this is a penalty. I think it is 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Haaland has got hold of Cucurella. Haaland is a machine. He's a beast. He's a robot. He's an animal. And he manages to pull his shirt, get ahead of Cucurella, and then it's about like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I personally feel this is a very soft penalty. It then goes 4 minutes later. Chelsea are level. What an incredible goal from Thiago Silva to make it 1-1. Cucurella is causing an absolute nuisance to the Man City defenders. Silva makes a little run as if he's weaving around the final turn at Monaco, and he heads it in past Ederson. Chelsea are level. Stamford Bridge is absolutely rocking, and then even more so when Raheem Sterling scores against his former club to make it 2-1, and then an Akanji goal, brilliant cross, I think it was Bernardo Silva, puts the ball in. Akanji levels just before half-time. Pochettino is slamming his hands down to the ground, fuming that we've lost our concentration, conceded a sloppy, easy goal to make it 2-2 at half-time. But we're going in there, we're thinking, we're toe-to-toe here with Manchester City. We're playing some really good football. We're scoring, everyone's fighting for every ball, and we are rattling Pep Guardiola. The entire game, Guardiola looks worried. And that is because Pochettino, what did he do today? He had Reece James, the captain, back in the side, playing magnificently. Cole Palmer operating in these little pockets of space inside. City did not know what to do. Second half begins, and I don't know how Erling Haaland puts the ball in the back of the net. I don't know what body part it comes off of, but it's not the usual one, I don't think, that you'd be scoring goals with as a striker. 3-2 to Manchester City. Chelsea then level. Nicholas Jackson with the goal. Brilliant striker's instinct. Gallagher shoots. Jackson reacts. It's 3-3. It's then 4-3 to Manchester City with a deflected goal that Thiago Silva, after scoring that goal, celebrating. Every goal that Silva scores now, you never know. It could be his last in professional football. We don't know that. And then he puts it in his own net. It's not an own goal, it's a deflection. Rodri gets it. And you just think to yourself, well, we've seen Rodri do this before. It's 4-3 to Manchester City. Step up, former City boy, Cole Palmer. Maybe he was wanted by Pep, maybe he wasn't. It doesn't matter. He's a Chelsea boy now. The composure from this kid is absolutely magnificent. Penalty goes in, no doubts about the pen. Broja goes down, fresh legs comes on. Diaz is upset, but Palmer, he's just a maverick. I absolutely love this bloke. It finishes Chelsea 4, Manchester City 4. Now that I've given you a lowdown as to what went on during this game, let's begin. Box number 1 of 6 things we learned today is a green for Raheem Sterling. I said I didn't like what I saw against Spurs. A lot of you guys thought I was incredibly harsh. What I saw today from Raheem Sterling was a man looking to prove vengeance against his former club. He was absolutely terrific, Raheem Sterling, today. He was absolutely everywhere, nutmegging his former teammates. I think Kyle Walker, maybe the best right back in the Premier League for the last 10 years or whatever. This guy was torn to shreds at times today by Sterling. He was absolutely everywhere, and he's in the right place for the goal. It's a brilliant run once again, timing it. There was only one offside, I think, in this game, and that was in the 84th minute. That's how well both Chelsea, and I'd even say City, against a riled up, ready Chelsea today, played very well too. I don't think it was City had an off day. I think maybe defensively they did, but Sterling was causing chaos at the back for Manchester City. Redemption performance from him after what I thought was very average against Spurs at best. Moving in to box number 2, Chelsea's captain at the end of the game, Conor Gallagher. This guy just keeps on getting better and better. And for me, it's the ball recoveries in the early stages of this game which set the tone for the way that Chelsea were going to battle, the way that Chelsea were going to fight for every ball, for every time we lost possession today. You best believe Conor Gallagher is going to be there trying to win it back. He puts the corner in for Thiago Silva. And I just think at this point in time, I spoke this week about if Lavia comes back and Pochettino really likes him, who comes out? A lot of you guys said it would have to be Gallagher because it can't be Enzo. Caicedo's also that defensive profile. Gallagher's undroppable. Right now at Chelsea, he's undroppable. There's talks about signing a new deal, and I would be absolutely delighted to see Conor Gallagher sign a new contract, stay at Chelsea, because he's so key. He's fighting for this badge. He ends the game as the captain. Poch brings off Enzo. That tells you everything that you need to know about just how good Conor Gallagher is in this Chelsea midfield. We move into box number 3. I'm giving a green for Robert Sanchez here today because, yes, we conceded 4. I don't really think there's much he can do about any of the goals, to be quite honest. But he makes some big saves in this game today, Sanchez. His distribution was also good. He looked more composed, but it's the save to deny Erling Haaland when I think it was 2-2 or 3-2 to City. And it is just an unbelievable, instinctive striker's direct run from Haaland. He gets himself on the end of it. And then Sanchez gets down so well. Haaland hits it with venom. Sanchez makes the save. And I just think today, this is a coming-of-age performance from Chelsea. When we look at what we did to Spurs, we had to do that to Spurs. They went down to 9 men. They lost their heads. They bottled it. They did what Tottenham do. This is Man City. This is Guardiola. We needed everybody to step up, and that we did. Sanchez, I thought, was brilliant. Box number 4, Reece James is just top class. He only plays 64 minutes, but once again, Gusto comes on. I thought he was exceptional. Should have won the game for Chelsea. Blazes it over the bar. But Reece James I want to talk about here. We look at Jeremy Doku. He got the nod over Jack Grealish to start this game for City. And we're sat there and we're worrying. We're thinking, this guy was electric last week against Bournemouth. It's Bournemouth. Chelsea. We might be, now I think we're 10th in the table or whatever it is. We are playing the last couple of games or the end of the Spurs game. This game shows just how great Chelsea can be against the elite clubs in the Premier League. Reece James pockets Doku for the majority of it. Absolutely brilliant going forward. Gets that assist for Sterling. And what I loved about this Reece James performance is the confidence once again to bomb forward with Cole Palmer operating in that kind of inside pocket. Josko Gvardiol, who isn't a left back, didn't know what to do. Gets the ball stuck under his feet. Reece is still gunning for that ball, gunning to get the ball into the box. And I thought today he was magnificent. Box number 5, arguably the player of the match, Cole Palmer. Every time I see this kid play, you guys know this, I love Cole Palmer. I adore everything about what Cole Palmer represents. Against his former club today, I think first 10 minutes or so, he looked a little bit nervous. He knows all those lads out there. He literally left them a couple of months ago to join Chelsea. He said he didn't want to stay at Manchester City. And then once again today, he shows just how brilliant he is. He's played more minutes at Chelsea in the Prem than he ever did at Manchester City. You get a penalty in the 94th minute. And once again, I think it's like the 8th or 9th match in a row now where he's either scored or assisted. That penalty is emphatic. That penalty is massive for Chelsea. If we'd have lost this game, I'd have still sat here with the same pride, still sat here with the same enthusiastic energy about where we're going, where we're heading, and what we've seen in the past week. But Cole Palmer, to get a draw against Man City, with the way that the season has gone up until this point, is massive. And it's the fight, it's the grit, it's the determination of this performance that gets me gassed for what we've got to come. And Cole Palmer, undroppable, first name on the team sheet. The man is golden. Box number 6 is for Mauricio Pochettino. He got everything right today. We're playing against the best team in the Premier League. I said that I wouldn't have played Nicholas Jackson. He gives the striker who scores a hat-trick the start for the next game, back in his man. Jackson gets a brilliant striker's goal. I love it when a striker scores that kind of goal where it's instinctive. He reacts quickest in the box. He buries it under the goalie. And I think everything that Pochettino has been saying this whole time, he's like, it's going to take some time. It's a process. We're fed up with the word process. But finally, going into this international break, before we go to St James's Park, a team that have lost their last 2, by the way, Pochettino has got me absolutely buzzing to be a Chelsea fan again, buzzing to see the little nuance against the best manager in the league, the best manager in the world right now. Pep Guardiola was fearful at Stamford Bridge today. Poch got it right. Brilliant putting James in there. Palmer, the way that he moved. Chelsea targeted that left side in that first half with Josko Gvardiol there. That's a player that we wanted to sign. £100 million centre-back. Poch picks it out. We dominate on that right. I thought Cucurella was also good on the left. Unlucky to get a booking, unlucky to give away a pen. But overall, I can't fault this from Chelsea. I really can't. A 4-4 draw against Man City, you cannot turn your nose up at it. 8 goals in a week. We've got to be buzzing about this. Subscribe to GBFC if you are new. Let me know the 6 things you learnt from Chelsea 4 City 4 in the comments down below. I'm actually really happy with this. I'm going to go to bed after this video and I've got to talk to you guys about this more tomorrow. Come on, you Blues.